This week's Parsha, Parshas Vayetze, discusses Yaakov, Jacob, and his life, marrying Rachel, marrying Leah, and having all of his wonderful family, his children, which is really the birth of the Jewish nation from the 12 tribes. And he goes on, and he has a difficult life. It's not so easy. He's living with his father-in-law, which is never easy. He's living with his father-in-law, and he's a difficult person. He tries to trick him every step of the way. And finally, at the end, he's had enough, and he leaves. And his father-in-law, Lavan, comes to him and says, "Hey, what are you doing? You're leaving after everything." And he says, "Listen, I didn't say anything for all these years, but now it's time to go." And this is a lesson learned that sometimes we're in situations which are very, very difficult, and we just have to accept them for where they are. And when it's time to go to move on, and that's what he did. He accepted it during the difficult times, and finally, when it was time to move on, he did so happily and able to learn from the experiences that he had. We'll now continue with the singing of Lechadodi, the song we sing Friday night, written by the great Rabbi of Shlomo Alkabetz in the late 1400s. Lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Ishmiyahanu kel hamyuchad Hashem echad Ushmaho yachad L'shemo seferetz v'lesilah Chadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela L'kras Shabbos l'chuvin elcha Ki hi mekor haberacha Meirosh mikedem nesucha Sov ma'aseh b'machshavot chila Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Mikdash melech Ir melucha kumitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav loch shevet b'yemekabocha V'hu yachamol alayichem la'lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Hisnarim yafar kumi Livshi bigdei sefartei chami Al yad ben yishai beis halachmi Karva el nafshi giyahala Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Hisahoreri Ki v'horechu miyori Uri shir daberi Kavod Hashem alayich nigla Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela V'hayu l'mshisa shahosayich V'rachaku kameh v'halayich Yosis alayich elokayich Kim sozcha sanal kala Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Yamin u'smal tifrotzi V'yes Hashem taritzi Al yad ben yishai beis halachmi Karva el nafshi giyala Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela V'avi b'shalom Atares ba'ala Gamberina ovitzahala Tochem uneyam segula V'avi kala Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela The opposite of Jacob was his father-in-law Lavan. Lavan, as we mentioned before, had Jacob and his family live with him for 20 years. And yet the Torah, when it talks about Jacob leaving with his family, Torah has a very interesting language. It says Jacob and Lavan were talking. Jacob went his way and Lavan went back to his house at home. And the question is, well, obviously, where else would he go? What does it mean he went back home? He went back to his house. Of course, where else would he have gone? The Torah is telling us that no, he went back home, meaning he went back to his old ways. Even though he was surrounded by a very, very righteous person, a good person, and he could have learned from him. He could have had a positive influence on him. He didn't. And as soon as he left, he went back to his old ways. And this is something also a lesson for us to look around us. A lot of wonderful people surround us always. You should look at the things they do great, at their positive attributes, and have that reflect in us and have us learn from them. And if a person learns from everyone who's around him, he's ensured to always grow and be better in life. We're now finished with the singing of Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'es Nasa B'Chefso Kol Azai Mehelech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Kechlos HaKol Levahado Yimloch Nora V'Haya V'Hoveh V'Yiyeh B'Sifara V'Hu Echad V'Yein Sheni Hamshilo Lehachvira V'li Reishis V'li Sachlis V'lo Ha'od V'Hamizra V'Hu Keli V'Chai Goali V'Tur Chevli V'Yes Nasa V'Hu Nisi Umanosli Minas Kosi B'Yom Ekra B'Yahado Avkid Ruchi V'Yes Ishan V'Yahira V'Yem Ruchi Gev'Yasi Ado Shemli V'Lo V'Ira. And have a happy and healthy week, a great weekend, a great Shabbat. We'll see everybody next week.